Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing, baby?
I'm doing great, baby. How are you doing?
I'm good.
You look so cute in your new/not new glasses.
I know. These are my first time wearing these because I got them like almost a year ago, but for whatever reason, they took the measurements of my head, which is abnormally small, like as we've discussed in prior episodes. But they gave me one that's for someone that has a head that's 5 times the size as mine. So I use my other glasses primarily.
Those probably the smallest ones they had, and they're like, I don't know, we don't have it. We're gonna
No,
have to special order
they've done that
smaller
before.
ones.
You know the ones that I wore for like 4 years?
Yeah.
So they did that same thing when I first got them. So I just had to bring them back in and be like, do you see this? This is way too freaking big for my head. And they were like, oh, okay.
So they're gonna have to like pop them out and put them in new ones. I don't know how glasses work.
No,
I'm
I just give them
woefully
to them
ignorant.
and then they'll send it back to the manufacturer. The manufacturer will hopefully get it right this time. And then they'll send it back and let me know when it's ready to pick up.
You should check your head measurements to make sure that they're correct, that they didn't use like centimeters or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, because like my other glasses that came in, they were completely fine. But these ones, for whatever reason, they weren't. So
It's too bad because those are really cute. Those are a vibe, like 100%.
Thank
Not saying
you.
that your other ones aren't, but those ones, they're super duper cute.
that's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think we've said hello to the audience yet.
Oh, damn! You're here? Ugh.
Get out of our room.
Yeah, this is proper now.
This is an A and B conversation. See your way out of it.
I remember hearing that for the first time and thinking it was so funny.
Yeah, I remember my mom said it to my stepdad once, and he got so mad, and it was really funny. Because he was always butting himself into situations that he didn't need to be butting himself into.
Really?
Oh, come on. I thought you were being serious. I'm like, yeah.
He is always a respecter of like people's opinions and privacy.
Totally, for sure. And totally respects everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're not going to get into that. Welcome to All That Work for Nothing podcast. We are doing great. Shane just got over being extremely sick for like what, half a week?
Yeah. So it started on Sunday. To set the scene, I was wrist deep in some chicken wings.
Yes, I'm sorry. So Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday.
Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday, and if you followed our bingo card episode, the Browns were not in it.
Nope.
I missed that one by a country mile.
Missed it by that much.
Fortunately, the Kansas City Chiefs did win again. It was a fun game. It was a good game. It was pretty entertaining to watch. I cooked chicken wings for Doriel and my parents, and I got to use the sauces that we showed you on this podcast. I got to use those for the chicken wings.
Yeah, they were so good.
Yeah, I didn't get to use my ghost pepper one. That's for another day.
Thank goodness.
That would have been.
I
just
wouldn't have
for
lived
me.
to tell the day.
I would have put like that much in.
Oh my. Okay. So I don't think people know the lore.
Oh yes.
When I say, like in my vows, I told Shane that I love you, but I only love you this much. And to anyone who doesn't get it, which I think the only people that get it are you and me. I don't think we've ever described it to anybody else. So here is us describing the lore of this much. So when we first started dating, I really liked Shane, and I loved Shane, but I didn't want to say I love you because I was too scared to say it. So I kept being like, "Oh, I like you. I like you a lot, but I only like you like this much," because I didn't want him to know how much I actually liked him / loved him. And so you said, "Oh, I'd rather you like me this much because there's less distance between these two like points than there is between, you know." And I was like, that totally makes sense. So then that became like a thing. And then, of course, not too long after that, I finally caved and said, I love you. And then he said, I love you back, by the way.
I said, by the way?
No, I was joking. I'm like, he said, I love you back, by the way. As if the audience was like, oh no, she said it, but he didn't say it back.
Nope, I 100%
And guess what?
did.
He did. Look at this ring. Anyway.
Which was, what was it, Thanksgiving or a little after Thanksgiving?
It was on Thanksgiving.
It was on Thanksgiving.
Which was, I mean, okay. Like we've mentioned before, we knew each other for over a year at this point. And we had cultivated a friendship since June? Like a real actual friendship.
Oh yeah, like hanging out every single day kind of friendship.
Yeah, at work. And then so it sounds like, we started dating in November, and then by that third Thursday, I was like, I love you. It goes deeper than that. But also, who gives a shit? You say I love you when you feel it, whatever.
I couldn't wait one more second, so
Yeah.
it was fine.
But I'm telling the audience, like, if you're feeling love and you feel secure in it, who gives a shit if it's a day or an hour after you start dating someone or meet someone? Like, if you feel love, most likely it's true, and you do you, boo-boo.
Well, that's one of our, like, issues when we watch TV shows is, like, we've been dating for 3 months. I think he's going to say I love you. It's like, what the hell are you waiting for? 3 months? Like, yeah, hopefully that's the case. Otherwise, what are you doing here? And not everyone says I love you in their own time.
Yes.
But, like, it's okay if you're feeling it to say it.
Yes, totally okay.
No
and
time
there's
limit
no
on that.
there's no shame in being in love with someone. Anyways, so that's our thing where I'll be like, I love you, but I only love you this much, and he does the same thing to me.
Freaking
And
adorable.
so in our vows, I said, Shane, I love you, but I only love you this much. It made everyone laugh, but I don't think they understood, like, the actual context behind it. I think we told them afterwards.
We told them afterwards.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those jokes that made it richer once you knew the full context.
Once you knew the full context, yeah. Sometimes it's like when you tell someone something and you're like, you just had to be there. But, like, this one was like, oh, that's really cute. And we were like, we know. But anyways,
We're
sorry
adorable.
to
We know
hijack
it.
the story, honey.
Oh, that's okay. I could tell that story
So-
over and over again. That's a really cute one.
Thanks. But so back to you.
Where
you
was
said
I?
you were saying that you were only going to put this much of the
Ghost pepper?
ghost pepper on it, which means like the whole bottle.
I didn't end up doing the ghost pepper. I did lemon pepper, and I did some regular buffalo with some hot sauce that I got for Christmas, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. They turned out delicious. And I was prepping all these wings basically all day because it took a lot longer. It was a lot more nasty of a job than
Labor-intensive,
intensive and nasty of a job than I anticipated.
You did such a good job, though.
Thank you. They came out really good.
Me and your parents were in awe of you.
Aw,
Like, you-
in awe.
No, seriously. Like, especially like your dad.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, your dad's impressed when he's quieter than normal.
That's true.
And then he also was just like, damn, son, you made these? And I
Yeah.
was like, respect.
Yeah, my dad is not one that, like,
He's a man of few words.
He's a man of few words. Any questions? Sorry, Simpsons reference.
Any questions?
Had to throw it in there. No, but he's he'll like kind of give a muted response whether or not he likes food, but like he really liked the wings I made, and I just followed a recipe, but as you showed me, that's all it really takes.
Yeah. I mean, that's funny because I say that all the time, but like when you make things, it's magic. I'm taking one from your book.
Well, unfortunately, it's probably gonna be a little bit longer until I make those wings again because I don't think I did a good enough job washing my hands. If you're dealing with raw meat, wash your hands. Usually,
Or wear those like cooking gloves.
which we are going to get a pair of for sure after this, because basically when I'm dealing with like just a chicken breast or a chicken thigh, it's kind of just one big thing, and so after you're done like prepping it, you can just wash your hands, you're good. But this was like a whole bunch of little wings and some drumsticks that I had to like rip apart and get like all the way in there, so a lot more
It was gross.
grossness was about, so I probably need to wash my hands like 5-6 times or more, and I probably washed them like once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I got
Gross.
sick that night. I got like I got the chilies and the fever.
You got
and
the chilies
the
and
pukies.
the willies.
I got the chilies, the willies, the billies,
And the sillies.
And I have a permanent.
You always
case
have
of
the sillies.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, it's incurable.
But yeah, so after your parents left, you started being like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to puke.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also had that feeling because I've been eating vegetarian primarily for 4 months now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to eat these chicken wings and like all the chicken stuff you're making. And I'm glad I did because it was freaking delicious. But I think because I hadn't eaten meat in such a long time that my stomach was just like killing itself slowly. And so I started feeling like really like, ooh. But yeah, you started, as soon as your parents left, you started feeling like down in the dumps.
Oh, and I fought it. the whole time I was like, I'm not sick. I'm sick because the Chiefs won. Am I right? No, but I was sick. And
Yeah,
like,
you were sick.
yeah, and like I got to a point where like I hate like I don't know if anyone else is out there like fights being sick, but I fight being sick.
I'm sure everyone does. Who likes to be sick?
That's true. But to me, the second I admit to myself that I'm sick, then like the floodgates open and it all spirals downhill.
Yep, I have the same thing because I do the same thing where I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm totally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I puke, and then I'm like, just kidding. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not okay.
And I had that. So like, yeah. My stomach couldn't wait to get that chicken out.
Oh, yes. Well, we were just getting to bed. We were going to bed early because we both had the chills.
Mm-hmm.
Both of our stomachs were just like rolling and rumbling. And I remember we had just lain down, and then you shot up out of bed, and you were like, oh my God, I'm going to puke. And I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the night,
pretty much,
you were just puking.
Yeah, it all came out.
So I stayed up till like 3 or 4 in the morning to make sure you were okay, and also was not feeling well, but like not anywhere near how you were feeling. And then by the next morning, I was fine.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, it must have just been like the meat sweats, as which I didn't realize you could get from chicken.
The poultry sweats.
The poultry sweats.
The poultry perspiration.
The poultry perspiration.
Got a case of the vapors. Woo!
I need my handkerchief.
Yeah, but I was like, even after everything was gone, like I couldn't hold down anything. I didn't eat really for like 2 days. I had like crackers, and what did I have? I had some yogurt. I had half a yogurt.
The first 2 days you wouldn't eat.
No, I couldn't.
And I was so worried about you.
Yeah, I honestly felt like I couldn't eat.
It's scary, and I'm sure people that are in a relationship understand. Like, you get so used to the way someone is that when they're not acting that way, you're like, what the hell do I do? Like, everything felt so off and so wrong. And I was like, every 2 seconds, I'm like, do we need to go to the hospital? Like, are you okay? Like, I was so worried about you. Because literally every 2 seconds, you were either puking or you were doing something else.
Yep.
We're not going to go too into detail. But let's just say you were puking out of another region.
Yeah, both exits were being occupied on my
exits.
Body.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I was making a lot of sweet tea Mio, if you know what I mean.
Ew, okay. Gross. Why does it always go to poop? Why do we always go to poop?
Well, this was a unique experience. It was like a party that everybody hated to be at. They couldn't wait to leave. And that was my body for 2 days.
It was bad.
Ooh.
And I was so worried about you. Like, we'd be laying on the couch, and then I would look over at you, and you'd just be so miserable. And then I'd be like, oh, because you're just so silly and, like, you're just so animated most of the time. So when you're not, like, something is very wrong.
Yeah.
It's almost like when our dog Shiloh, you know, because she is just like you, where she's just like, woohoo, like all the time. So if there's ever a time where she's not that way, something is wrong.
Yeah.
And it really like it puts like a pit in your stomach for the rest of the day.
Yeah. It is like it's just such a different experience knowing someone so well that even when something's like just a small beat off, you can tell.
Yeah.
I love it because like knowing someone that well, like makes you really fall in love with the true version of that person.
Well, yeah. And it's also like you feel close to that person, you know, where you're like, I know this person better than anybody else does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is kind of sad, like, when you think about it, because, like, say we had a kid and we raised that kid and we're like, we know this kid better than anybody else does. And then they go off and freaking grow up. Who gave them permission for that? And then they get a freaking relationship.
Yeah, they find some stranger.
Yeah, they find some stranger and then they form a relationship and then they, like, move in together.
Yeah.
And then get fucking married.
And then she or he or they think that they know them better.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get it. Now I get like why parents are so skeptical.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that makes total sense.
I mean, I'm that way with my siblings, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, who the hell do you think you are? Especially like, ooh, one of my siblings right now is having some friend issues. And I am like,
yeah,
you know, I want to be like Mama Bear. I'm like, do I need to freaking buy a ticket to to Texas, fly down there and beat some freaking 10th grader's ass, because I will.
You'd be like Bad Santa and just like beat the shit out of some like children for bullying someone close to you.
Oh, I for sure, like, that's another big reason why I'm like, I don't know if being a mom's a good idea for me, because I am fiercely like protective of people that I love.
I can't wait until if we have kids, I can't wait for the moment until like, if she or he or they, if they're doing like a sport or cheer or something like that, and some other kid is bullying them, and then it's just you and that kid's parents, and you're like at the fundraiser, or you're like making chili dogs for the whole team, and you're like, the fuck's your problem?
I don't know if I would even talk to the parents, honestly.
You just get
like,
the cold shoulder?
That's why I'm worried.
Yeah.
No, I'm worried because I'd be like, me and your kid, we're beefing. Me and your minor child, I will slap them in the face.
Well, I figured if the child's like that, you probably don't get along with the parent.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, not all the time. Sometimes kids are just, they're testing boundaries and there's more than meets the eye, But yeah, most of the time, if they're a piece of shit, like, it smells like shit, looks like shit, it's shit.
Piece of shit's got to come from somewhere. Piece of shits come from stinky assholes.
Oh, remember that really bad movie we watched the other day and they kept saying, like, smells like shit, looks like shit?
Oh, that was a Smosh one.
No, it wasn't Smosh.
Oh.
It was Netflix. That movie on Netflix.
My God.
Okay, we're not going to talk about it, but like they kept saying that over and over again, and we're like, did they have any other dialogue besides that?
No, you can tell they were in like a writer's room. They're like, oh my God, dude, that was so good.
Whoa, profound, bro.
We got to put that everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
wow.
everywhere.
Pencil drop, am I right, bro?
Like, yeah, I never thought of it that way. If it does look like shit and smells like shit.
It's shit.
Oh my God. Dude.
Wow.
I can't believe we work for Netflix.
Wow. Thanks, Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix movies aren't that great.
No, they're really not. They're basically Hallmark movies.
They are the new Hallmark movies.
They are.
Yeah.
Which is sad because I'm like, y'all have a great budget. You could make some really dope ass movies, but you decided to make these shit like factory, like formulated movies where you're just like.
I realized this while we were watching it. I realized this while we were watching this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this was made when the writers were on strike.
Oh, probably.
Because we were talking about the worst thing about this was the writing.
Yeah.
The writing is not good. The writing is like, did a person write this? Did like somebody who's ever lived a life write this?
Hold on.
Sorry. Our guard dogging. Oh, somebody's dropping off a pizza.
Hey,
It's just a pizza. Pizza. Honestly, the only thing that sounds good to me is like super healthy stuff. Like I was craving a salad today. Who am I?
I have a salad, honey.
I know we have salad. I was gonna have one when you left. Yes, for tomorrow.
Do you want to make some salad after this?
Yes, that sounds really good.
Oh yes, dude, I want a salad so bad. I always crave salads. Hey guys, maybe not. They're really upset because there's a pizza delivery person next door. And they're like, why didn't we get any pizza?
They're playing like loud music from their car and they're parked in the middle of the road, which, I mean, do what you got to do.
Freaking rude, man.
No, I mean, like, okay, they're about to leave. Whoa.
Yeah, we know.
Whoa.
We know they're outside, girl. There's nothing you can do.
They just need one more bark because they know they were leaving. They're like, this is my chance.
You know what's funny is when my mom and I would get into fights when I was a teenager, she'd be like, oh yeah, go ahead, have the last word. And it would piss me off so much because I'd want to say it, but then I'd be like, then she wins.
Yeah.
So then I'd be like, which also made her win. So it's a win-win situation. But that's like Shiloh, where she just has to have the last word.
Oh, Shiloh definitely has to have the last word. Oh, it's like, I didn't know that quality existed in animals, but it does, where it's like, no, you're going to listen to me. And this is what I have to say. Rough. What do you got to say to that? Yeah, nothing. Didn't think so.
Anyway, back to you puking your brains out.
Yeah, wait, where was I?
I don't remember.
Well, what happened after, everybody left the building? That was my stomach.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we were talking about salad. We're going to have salad that you only are craving things that are healthy for you.
Well,
and if you know Shane, you know that he hates salad. It's crazy that you want a salad. Like, this is my dream come true.
No, I really do. I want so like
I love salad.
Basically anything meat related has just made my stomach curdle.
This is also helping me too because I'm vegetarian primarily and I want to go full vegetarian. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm doing that thing where you like if you crave something, you eat it because if you're craving something and it's not like, something that's like deep fried or whatever.
Yeah.
If your body is craving a specific thing, it usually means that's what you're lacking in your diet. So I'm not going to tell myself no if it's healthy. If I'm craving something that's healthy, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to eat it. So I'm not denying myself meat, but this time that I've gone vegetarian is the first time that I've literally been like, I've bitten into meat and been like, oh my God, this is fucking disgusting. And I've never had that before.
I do appreciate you trying my chicken though, baby, and telling me that it's good.
It's so delicious. I don't know how much longer, especially after watching you puke. I also don't want, I want nothing to do with whatever chicken is left.
We were walking into the store and it was in like a shopping center and there was some sort of restaurant that was cooking some sort of meat and I swear to God, it made my stomach churn. And I am not like that. I am a carnivore. I love the chicken. I was thinking of like before this I made fried chicken. I was making a fried chicken recipe. And then this is my chicken wings. I had all these chicken ideas in my head and they are just right out the window. For now.
It'll come back. Because you need a lot of protein.
Honestly, like I think it's progressing away because now it's not the idea of cooked meat that's making me sick, but like we were making curry tonight, and usually when we make curry, I chop up some chicken breasts. The idea of doing that made me like
I bet.
Yak.
I can always do it for you.
Rich. No, I like doing it. I like preparing it.
Well, I know you do, but for the time being, I don't mind cooking your meat. Yeah. Wait, I gotta do this.
Oh, I never doubted you doing that.
Yeah.
Noise, baby.
You're stuck with me, baby.
Noise.
You're stuck with me.
Oh, no. What am I going to do?
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's sweet.
Oh, no. It's sweet.
Anyways, I'm probably gonna cut that out because no one's gonna understand that.
Well, okay, yeah. So that's the long-term consequences. Basically, after that, for a few days, it just everything felt like.
And we're not even. Sorry to interrupt you. Honey.
Oh no, worries. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, we're not even like a week in.
No.
Well, no. Today's a week.
Today's a week. It was a week from today.
Yeah. So it takes a long time. Because I told you when I was in high school, I got sick. And I don't think it was what I ate that made me sick, but I saw it when I yacked. It was biscuits and gravy. And I literally could not eat biscuits and gravy for about 10 years.
10 years.
About 10 years. Like when I met you is when I finally ate biscuits and gravy for the first time and it didn't make me nauseous.
Yeah, because where we used to work, the cafe had a really good biscuits and gravy.
Yeah. And I remember being like, oh God, I don't know if I can eat this. Because, it's gray, it's slimy.
Yeah.
There's lots of unknown meat in there.
I mean, biscuits and gravy is one of those foods that looks like puke, but tastes like amazing.
Yeah, and when you puke it up, it's even worse.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Because puking up something that looks like puke has got to be, just revolting.
Yeah. But now I can eat biscuits and gravy. Well, not anymore because I'm vegetarian, but...
Biscuits and mushroom gravy.
True.
Maybe.
And some, Impossible meat. In there, maybe.
Yeah, but I've had vegetarians that we had that soup, and we had curry today with no meat in it.
Yeah, we're doing great things for the environment, so I'm not mad about it at all.
I'm mad at the way I got here, but I'm not mad at the immediate consequences.
Yeah, I get it. But this is my dream come true because we're both basically vegetarian, and you're eating freaking salad with me, and I'm happy about it.
I honestly can't wait for a salad, which is mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing.
Yeah, we have a Southwest salad waiting for us.
It sounds really good.
It's real good, babe.
Believe
it has some crunchies that came with it. So good.
I want to put some of those carrot like stringy things in there.
Whoa, you really are craving some good stuff. Your poor body is just like, please.
Yeah, seriously. My body has been beaten so like vigorously. It's like, I'll change my whole life now. My body has had like a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that was a tough thing to watch though.
It was one of the sickest I've ever been.
Well, yeah, and it's really scary because if it was food poisoning, you can die from that shit.
You can die. Yeah.
And I was like, every 2 seconds, I was like, not joking. I was like, do I need to take you to the hospital? And if you live in this country, if you're listening, living in this country, going to the hospital is one of the worst things you can say to someone because they're like, I don't want to fucking pay for that bill.
Yeah, seriously.
For them to be like, everything's fine. Goodbye. After you waited 8 hours.
I was thinking about this, that if we, like, sorry, I know we talk about this a lot, but if I lived in another country, I'd been like, fuck yeah, I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah.
I want a doctor to take a look at me.
Yeah.
Also,
they probably would have put you on fluids and you would have been fine.
Yeah, because that one time I got COVID really bad.
Yeah.
And I had a rare case of COVID that only about 5% of people get, where you also get flu-like symptoms with your COVID.
Yeah, where you're
Special
puking
boy.
and spewing and...
Special boy. I was puking.
Special boy.
I was puking and spewing and coughing and wheezing, and I had everything. They put me on a bag and a half, 2 bags of IV, and I was like right as rain.
Yeah, you called me from... Like, I was so terrified because I dropped you off at the hospital. And, by the way, this was also when we were moving from Colorado to Washington. The day you had to be out of your apartment or condo or whatever. So I literally drop you off at my house, at my house. I drop you off at the hospital, and for the first time in my life, I'm like, hey, babe, can't stay with you. Yeah. Because I got to go pack your stuff because you have to be out of the house in less than 24 hours. Mm-hmm. So I had to draw. I felt so bad. And luckily my mom's awesome. She was like, whatever help you need, just let me know. And I was like, I really need you today. Yep. So my mom came with me. We dropped you off at the hospital. And then I think 4 hours later, you call me. Like that. And when I dropped you off, you were so miserable. You were so you were feeling so horrible. And 4 hours go by and you call me and you're like, hey, baby, I'm ready to be picked up. And I'm like, hello?
The same person?
That you?
I almost shit my pants at the hospital that day too.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, because I was waiting in line and I was getting close to me next to be called, but everything was going south real quick. So I had to stand up and I had to kind of walk out the poop. I had to walk out the feeling. Otherwise, if I had continued to sit down, I would have shit myself. Yeah. And it was one of those ones where it was like your whole stomach feels like it churns over. Yeah. Ugh, it was really bad.
My, I know exactly what you're saying, and I hate that feeling. It hurts so bad. I had it at school once. Worst feeling ever.
Yeah, being sick is crazy, not fun. It's funny though, because I swear this last time of being sick maybe breaks the top 5.
Oh,
Isn't
I'm
that
sure.
Crazy?
Oh yeah. Well, you looked like you were in so much pain.
Yeah, but
I felt so, and I was terrified that I was gonna get it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, we're both going to be down for the count. We're not going to be able to take care of anything or each other or anything. But thank goodness I was okay. I had one day where I had a low grade fever. Yeah. After you were already feeling well. And then now I'm back to being normal.
Yeah. I don't know if it was maybe I got food poisoning and there was also a little fever going around. And then my immune system got weakened so much. It was you get this too. Congratulations. But no, it was pretty much just that first day, that second day, and then week for 2 days, and now I feel great.
Yeah, that's good.
It's funny though. I want to talk about this, the weird cleanup that happens after you're sick, where you're picking up a crime scene pretty much. You're we got to get all this nastiness washed and cleaned, and we got to scrub what went on here.
No, yeah, it was bad. We did a full clean of our room where we stripped the bed sheets more than once this week, and we deep cleaned all of them, and we cleaned our whole our whole setup. We had to clean it because we were just nah, this will not do.
The worst cleaning I had to do is when I lived at that old townhouse, and I basically just curled up on my couch and shivered until my fever broke. Oh. And basically when your fever breaks, you sweat. And I sweated all on this couch, so I had to strip the couch cushions and wash all those.
Really?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, it was nasty. It was like, yeah, cleaning up after being sick is such a weird experience.
It really is.
Because it's something so uniquely adults, because when you're a kid, parents do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Your parents clean up all your nasty ass, like snotty tissues and your bed sheets and all that stuff. And it's so weird when you grow older and you're like, I didn't know this was involved in being sick.
I know. We were also talking about like, when you feel not well, like the first person you want is your mom.
Oh, always.
And like, I always get really weepy when I'm sick because I'm like, I just want my mom. Because there's nothing better than a mom taking care of you.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're feeling unwell,
I mean, it sounds bad, but it's the one person who they can take care of you and you don't feel like you're inconveniencing them.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're your mom, right? So yeah, when I get sick and you take care of me, like, yes, I love that you're here. I do want you with me, but I would like my mom to be with me as well. Like, for whatever reason, she just brings me comfort and makes me feel really safe.
Yeah.
You do too, but it's a different feeling.
The next time she visits, I will make sure to like get you super sick.
Oh my gosh, just take me to all these places and be like, don't wash your hands.
Don't wash your hands. And I'm just gonna be like, we should like have a lot of raw chicken.
You know what
raw
we should do?
chicken's the new thing.
It's raining right now. Let's strip down to our skivvies and go outside on a really long run.
Yeah,
just you though.
And then let's like get in that gutter too.
Yeah, really get in that gutter. Yeah. Anyways, I love having you by my side, but like having my mom there would be like a cherry on top. And it's just funny when you're an adult and you're like, why do I want my mommy so much? Like it's a weird feeling where you're like, paying taxes, you're going to a full-time job, you're doing all these adult things. I still feel like a child. Like that's something that I'm like, will I ever feel like an adult?
I think the only time you feel like an adult is when you have kids.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah,
right.
Because then like the whole priorities shift.
Your priority, like those kids are your number one priority.
Yeah.
Right now, like me, the dogs, the animals, like they're my number one priority. But yeah, like I guess your worldview shifts, and then you're like, okay, like I have a tiny human that I need to, care for and like bring up and not hurt them, and that's a lot of responsibility. So yeah, I don't think if we never have children, I don't think we'll ever feel like adults. We'll just be like pretending our whole lives.
Yeah, probably.
But even parents say they don't feel like adults sometimes, or they're just like, I feel like I'm a child raising a child.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess like you really never actually feel like an adult.
I don't think you do, which kind of sucks. Because like I remember as a kid being like, oh yeah, there's going to be an age where you just like wake up one day and you're like, I'm an adult. And I've got this.
Now, and
yeah. I remember when I turned 18, I had like a very brief like, oh, wow. When I turned 18 when I was still in high school.
Yeah.
So I remember being like, if I don't want to go into school, I don't have to. Of course I did, because I was a goody two shoes and I was like, I have to go. But I was like, I could call myself out, which you can't. You can't call yourself out.
I turned 18 after like
graduation.
Yeah,
you didn't understand this. So
no idea.
I would hang out with friends and be like, oh, I don't have a curfew, which I did. I was still living with my parents, so of course I had a curfew. But like, if I was caught outside and a police officer were to pull me over, I'd be like, I'm 18, officer. I can be out as long as I want to.
Adults being outside here.
I'm just an adult living my adult life outside. And then, of course, I turned 19. And 19 is one of the worst, I would say one of the worst ages for me personally, because you are out of high school. You're in that limbo period. And if you're in school, you're still like considered a child. Like you're on the bottom of the totem pole again. Yeah. You're on the bottom of the food chain for the 15th time in a row in your life, and you're working your way up. And so I remember that being a really bad age for me. And then what was another age? 23. Specifically 23 was one of the worst ages, because it's the same thing where you're like, I'm still considered a kid, but I could be tried as an adult. Yeah. If I were to commit a crime, or if someone were to accuse me of a crime. And like I have to pay taxes. I have a full-time job. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing with my life. You know, like that was a really scary age for me.
See, it's one of those ages where like you have nothing going for you and you have nothing to look forward to.
Yeah.
Because like
Wait, 23?
I mean, I don't think you have anything to look forward to.
Oh, that's true. Because yeah, like after 21, you're kind of just like.
What do you have to look forward to?
Like in America, at least.
Yeah, 23, like you look forward to 25 to
rent a car.
Renting a car. Yeah. Ooh.
And then there's certain hotels that will let you to stay there if you're 25. I don't know.
The hotels never gave me a problem. I stayed at a hotel at 19 in Vegas, so like they never gave me. They were just like, yeah, money, please.
No, I'm saying there's a certain one. Well, okay, Vegas is a different beast, and it's in and of itself. There were certain ones like in Denver when I would want to stay, like do a staycation. If you weren't 25, they would either not allow you to check in, or to get a room at all, or they would make you pay extra.
Damn.
Yeah, because they don't want you partying in there.
Who hurt you, Denver hotels?
Well, it wasn't just Denver; it's around the country.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's more. It has to be like more than 3 stars.
That is crazy to me. I would figure if I was a hotel, like a big chunk of my clientele are all between the ages of like 21 and 24. Like I would not turn that down in a heartbeat.
Okay. My ex, he had his 21st birthday party in a hotel room, and we fucked that bitch up. So I can see why they wouldn't want us in there. I can see why they wouldn't want people like us in there. Or like us, like that age.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
And he did the thing where he drank jungle juice for his very last drink after drinking all day, not just all night, all day. He was drinking all day, and then we went to a rave.
Dang. And
we weren't doing drugs. We weren't drug people. But he got a tall boy there, and I think he got like 3 tall boys there.
Oh,
so,
dang.
Yeah, and then we came home. And everyone was at the hotel waiting for us. And we played like beer pong and all these things. And then everyone just kept being like, oh, the birthday boy, let's drink with us. And he was just like, okay, just downing these drinks. And I remember at one point in the night, he got so dizzy. He was like sitting on the couch and was like,
oh, I hate that feeling.
And he was just like looking, and I'm like, it's the same thing where I'm like, I know this man so well. I know something's off. So I'm just like, you okay? And then I was doing the thing where I like, rub his back. And he was like, don't touch me. I'm so sorry. Please don't touch me. And I was like, oh shit. Like shit's about to happen. Like,
yep.
And then not too long after that, he was just all night. So I had to stay up with him because, the fear of him sleeping on his back and then choking on his puke and being too drunk to wake up.
That's how the drummer Led Zeppelin died.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
John Bonham died that way.
See, you know so much about cool stuff.
We have this. So we talked about this the other day. I know like things about like Led Zeppelin and old classic rock bands. Mm-hmm. And Doriel like very kindly said that was really cool. But it is. But the context when we were watching that was that all those bands are being described as dad rock, which I think makes it slightly less cool. Doriel knows cool things about like cool unknown bands that like only a handful of people kind of really know anything about. And she also knows all the lyrics and is really badass and is also musically inclined and talented, which makes her even cooler. So if you're looking for dad rock trivia, you know who to come to.
Yeah, but how many people like dad rock? Like, it's a lot of people. When I tell people this shit that I know about music, they're like, okay. Like, they don't know what I'm talking about.
That's what makes it cool. Like, music's one of those things where, like, it's artistic. It's artistic. So you want to know, like, the very niche stuff. Niche stuff is cool. Like, knowing stuff about the bands that, like, everybody knows about is cool, but it's, like, not on the same level. I think.
Yeah.
That's me.
We can agree to disagree. Because, like, no one... When I tell people things that they're like, cool, don't know who they are, so don't know why you're telling me this. Or they do know who they are. And, like, most of the stuff I know is pretty dark stuff. And I'll, talk to them about it. And they're like, oh, okay.
See, they didn't pass the cool check.
Yeah, they don't pass the vibe check.
They did not pass the vibe check. Do not pass go. Do not collect. $200.
They're not from Ohio, as the Gen Alphas would say.
I am finding out. I taught a camp or like small classes during the summer, and for whatever reason, this new generation is obsessed with Ohio.
Oh God, honey, we sound so old. We're like, well, I don't know what it is with these young kids in Ohio.
But I mean, like, actually, like, they're like, these guys were like 10 years old.
No, they were
maybe
actually
middle schoolers.
yeah.
Like, actually, I know. I came across as like, this new generation just loves Ohio so much.
Oh God.
So I told them that the lake, the Cuyahoga River in Cleveland, caught on fire in the 1960s, and it blew their little minds.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was great.
Wait, I don't want to ask the question because I feel so old, but like, what is it about Ohio?
I don't know.
Did you ask them?
I asked them.
Like, you were amongst them.
I was amongst them, and they couldn't really give me a solid answer.
Probably because they're like, old guy, he wouldn't get it. This geezer. Oh God. You know what's really sad is like, yeah, turning 30, you realize like you're at that age where most people are like, you're old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
This is the first time that my parents have even said like, yeah, you're old. And I'm like, well, maybe not my mom, because my mom has a very cool view on age, but my dad's like, yeah, you're in the old club now. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be in the old club.
I'm realizing like how I felt about the 70s is like this weird time is how all these kids feel about the 90s. The 90s is their 70s. And I was one of those people who was like, I grew up in the 70s, but now. And that, I don't want to be that. When did I get to become that? I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
No, not a fan.
Like,
Please
there's a lot of people, like, especially in the younger generation, like I think the younger Gen Zs and all of Gen A's are just like, they hate millennials. Just hate us. I mean, okay, the older millennials.
Well, the older millennials
kind of deserve it.
I mean, they're rubbing up against Gen X, and I don't need to tell you how I feel about Gen X.
I'm considered a zillennial because I was at the very cusp of the millennial generation and the Gen Z.
See, I think the zillennials.
I have a lot of Gen Z friends, and I actually feel like my childhood was closer to their childhood.
Yeah, and we talked about how I am basically a stereotypical
millennial.
Yeah, I was born in '89.
Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, remember like back in the 2010s when was that Gen X? No, it was older millennials were like super obnoxious and like with their like beards and wearing the fucking what are those things? Suspenders and
hipsters.
Oh, hipsters. Oh God.
Yeah, but I mean that was just like a small portion of them. And
was it? I don't think so. It was a lot, especially in Denver. Oh God.
So places like Portland and Denver, those places were like, that's where they thrived.
It was like peak hipster.
Yeah, San Diego, where I was living at the time, not so much. Also, I probably would have done that if I was capable of growing a beard. But I wasn't.
Wait, so you would have worn a fedora, like, not sarcastically?
I tried on a fedora once, like when that started to become popular, and I was like, ew, no, what the fuck? Get off of me.
Thank God. See, okay. You wouldn't have been then.
The suspenders I could have fucked with, though.
Yeah, but you would have done it with like a 3-piece suit.
Probably. Oh, I loved the 3-piece suit. That is something from that time period I will defend.
Yes.
A 3-piece suit looks good. It looks genuinely good.
You are like you are in the middle of the millennial generation.
Oh, yeah.
So you are hands down, you're a millennial.
Oh yeah.
And so like, but you are also, I would consider you a old soul.
Aw, thank you.
Really, like you're super into history. You know everything there is to know about history, and like you would rather be. I don't know. Like, it's hard to explain, but you're not like
trendy.
The annoying, trendy millennial.
No, yeah, I was never one to fall for fads or trends. I really wasn't. Like, I liked what I liked, and
see, he's not like most men.
Thank you, baby. That is like one of the highest of compliments.
You know, you're not like most men, and I'm not like most girls. We're just different.
We're just like different.
Like you wouldn't understand.
Like you wouldn't understand. I'm not like most guys. I'm like sensitive and like stuff. It's funny. I'm not sure if I've said this on this podcast before, but I used to get sick every single time I'd come on vacation.
You did tell me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you told me. I don't know if you told the podcast.
Every single time I'd come on vacation. Like, we were just sitting around my cousin's house the other day, and I was like, yeah, been sick in pretty much every single room of this house.
That's right. I forgot about that. I was like, really?
Yeah.
I used to not get sick as a kid. Like, I mean, I would get sick a lot because I'm
Yeah.
type 1, but whenever I was on vacation, I was always safe. Like, I never would get sick, but as I started getting older, I would start to get sick. And I remember, I think when I was in like 10th grade, it was frickin' Christmas. And on Christmas Day, my poor mom had to take me to one of those walk-in clinics and we had to sit there for like 8 hours because I had frickin' strep throat. And I was miserable.
Strep throat sucks.
Yes, strep throat is one of the worst feelings of all time. Like, it hurts so freaking bad, and there's nothing you can do to make it better.
We were in Vegas on a vacation once. I forget how old I was, and I broke out in weird hives.
Really?
Yeah, anytime I was in, like, I would go into the hot tub or the pool, I just broke out into weird hives.
Okay.
And then it turned out I had mono, I think.
You had mono?
But
you had the kissing disease?
I never felt I never felt tired. I never felt any of the side effects.
Wow.
Of it. Yeah. But
I'm lucky enough that I never got mono.
yeah, I mean, don't take it from me. To me, it was just like a doctor comes in and says you have mono, and then you just go on with the rest of your life.
Honey, I have never been lucky like you, where when you had COVID the first time, you had it. You had
fine.
And I was miserable.
What's the problem here?
For a month. I was miserable for an entire month.
Oh,
like,
God.
when I get sick, I get fucking sick.
I still remember how happy you were when you could smell again.
Oh, yeah.
You were cooking, what, tacos?
Yeah, I was cooking tacos, and it's such a weird feeling to not smell and taste. When tasting is one of the best things about living for me. Like, I absolutely love food and textures and, like, certain flavors. Thank you.
Oh,
Certain
no worries,
flavors, like, just freaking explode onto my taste buds, and my whole day, my whole life is made. And so when I don't have that experience, it's weird, and I did not enjoy it. And I remember we were cooking the meat, and I put in the spices, the taco spices, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I smell that. And I was like so excited.
You're so excited.
I was literally jumping up and down for joy.
It was amazing. It was the cutest thing ever.
I think you cried.
I think I did, because you were so happy.
Yeah.
And I was also like, there's cases where it didn't come back for months.
Yeah, that's true. Or sometimes sometimes people haven't gotten it back at all.
Fucking terrifying. So
I would hate that.
I really was just relieved. When I get relieved, I cry.
Aw.
Oh,
so sweet.
Oh, like the other day. It was the first time I was at the gym since being sick, and it's one of my favorite things to do after being sick is to go to the gym so I can feel like strong again, because usually for days and days you feel really, really, really weak.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at the gym, and the other day we noticed that your fingers were like really big and puffy. And
I woke up and my hands were like retaining water, so they were like really puffy.
Yeah. So that was on my mind when you sent me a picture of like what looked like your foot being purple. It turned out to be a bruise. But when I saw that, my instant first thought was like, oh my God, she's having seriously bad circulation problems. Something might be wrong with her heart. Something might be wrong with this. Something might be wrong with that. So I put the weight away and I drove home. And I thought I texted you I'm on my way home, but I forgot to send it. Yeah. So I call you on my way there, and I'm like, okay, get all your stuff ready. We're gonna go to the hospital. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what's wrong with your foot? There's circulation. And she's like, oh no, I just hit it in the shower. It was just a bruise. And then I feel such relief, and then followed by instant tears.
Oh.
Followed by like these instant relief tears.
I feel so bad.
Oh, you shouldn't, because you were just trying to show me something.
I did the wife thing. I did the like married thing where I'm like, oh my God, look at this crazy bruise I have on my body. I don't bruise very easily. So when I bruise, I'm like, whoa, I must have hit that shit hard.
But it's just funny because it doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt at all. Which is why I was like, I need to send a picture.
Just more proof that you are a superhero.
No.
Wonder Woman.
Definitely not.
I
But anyways,
so.
I was on the phone with my sister, and I looked down at my foot, and I was like, holy shit, what the hell? And then I was like, oh yeah, when I was getting into the shower the other day, we have a shower that you have to open it like this, and it's like a big glass door.
Yeah.
So you open it like a door, and then you close it like a door. I don't know why.
No, I
Worst description of all time. But it's not like the one where you open it like a sliding glass.
Right.
Like it's an actual door. So I stepped into the shower and I was so excited to get in there that I forgot to like put my other foot in before slamming the door. And I slammed it so hard on my foot. And I remember being like, fuck. And I remember though being like, ow, that freaking hurt. And then being like, okay, getting on with my day, like washing my hair, doing my thing. And didn't think about it since then. So like you would think that if I had a bruise, because my bruise looks gnarly, dude. That's why I sent a picture to you. So I was like, you think that me getting that bad of a bruise, it would have hurt a lot more, but like it wasn't. I don't even remember the pain, honestly. When I think about it, I'm like, man, it wasn't. I've had worse.
It's crazy, because it's got all the purples and greens and all that nastiness to it. And yeah,
it was gross. And I was like, whoa, gotta show my husband because he wants to see this. Watch, the next thing I'm gonna start sending you are my poops, just pictures of my poop. Like, look at this one.
Oh man, when we get to that stage in our relationship, I think I will start feeling like really safe.
Okay, you don't feel safe right now? What?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh my god!
baby, I'm just joking.
My whole life just flashed before my eyes. No, I don't. I honestly think that pooping is just one of those things that I will always enjoy alone and in my own company, and I don't need any help or teamwork.
Do you remember that like Pictionary game where you drew something and then had to try to get the other person to guess?
Mm-hmm.
I want to use that software and draw them instead of taking pictures.
Draw your poops? You know what? I would actually enjoy that. I'd totally be okay with that. Because I'd be like, you're being creative, We're bonding. I can be in the room and not smell it, And then I don't have to actually look at it and then be like, ew.
There have been times I've thought about calling you in.
There was one time that I remember there was one time that I wanted to show you, and then I was like, thought better of it. Because I'm like, okay, once you go there, you can never go back. But it literally looked like a perfect smiley face. I was like, what the hell? What's going on? And I really wanted to show you, but I I had a talk with myself that day. I sat down with myself and I was like, Doriel, listen, you can't show your husband your poops. It's not something that you'll ever recover from. Listen to me now. Don't go down this road. And I said, okay, thank you very much. Thank you for intervening. And then I decided against it. And then I flushed it down. And I was sad when I flushed that thing down. I was like, goodbye.
You say goodbye to a beautiful masterpiece.
It was the most. I was like, I made that. Wait. I got up and I was like, whoa, Picasso. I'm sorry if this is too much for people, but like at the same time, like, I mean, everyone poops. Everybody poops, okay?
Somebody should write a book called that.
Yeah, someone should write it. Maybe we should write the book, Everybody Poops. It's never been done before.
This is what you have to look forward to when you get married, and it's the best.
It's great.
It's
actually, at the place that I work at, we have a book called Everybody Passes Gas. And it's the picture on the front is of the rear end of an elephant, and I think it's so cute.
That is really adorable.
It's adorbs. That was hilarious. I can't believe I talked about that.
I'm picturing a smiley face in my head, and if it was half as good as what I'm picturing in my head, I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't call me in.
Listen, it was as perfect as you're picturing in your head. I can guarantee you. I literally was like, I could not believe my eyes. I was like, I almost took a picture of it, and then I was like, ew. I don't want to take a fucking picture of shit. I don't want to be looking through my, like, imagine I'm trying to show someone a picture, and you know how some people, like, look over your shoulder when you're doing that, and then they're like, ew, is that poop? And I'm like, no.
Imagine if you're not ashamed of it and you're just like, oh, no, yeah, you got to see this. Oh, my gosh. Check this out. What is that? It's a smiley face, right?
Honestly, sometimes I get jealous of people that are super upfront and, like, cool about stuff like that. Like, it took me forever to fart in front of you. And because I was just, like, I have that really, I just grew up in the era, or, like, yeah, I grew up in the era where they're like, girls don't poop and girls don't fart. And we do. A girl poops, a girl farts. Especially this girl. With my chronic illness and my churny tummy. I fart all the time. But, like, I was terrified to do it because... Shut up. I was terrified to do it in front of you for the longest time.
Really?
Well, yeah, you know this. You were there. You would be. I'd be like, oh, I have to go to the other room to toot, and then you'd be like, why? Like, I'm right. Like, I do it all the time, and I'm like, yeah, but you're a guy.
That's so funny.
Unlearning that, like, really toxic. What is that? Toxic.
Like mindset, behavior.
I guess mindset. Yeah, where women are only allowed to be sexual objects.
I'm trying to think.
It's kind of hard. I'm doing better now. You know?
Oh, I'm glad that we're in that state of comfort. To me, that state of comfort is, like, the best to be in, because you just know that the other person, like, doesn't care.
I can't imagine being in, like, a marriage where you still have to, like, turn on the faucet to be like, I'm just washing my hands really hard. I'm not pooping. I knew someone who was in a marriage where they were too scared to tell their partner that they were going to the bathroom. And so they would literally turn on the shower, and then they'd have to take a shower.
They'd have to take a shower every time they pooped.
Yeah.
That
so
is
as not to make them suspicious of, like, why they were in there for so long and why they came out not looking wet.
That is some, like, shame spiral cycle shit that is very not good.
Yeah.
That is some bad. That's bad
spoiler
shit.
alert, it was a really bad marriage. So.
You don't say.
Yeah.
You're saying that wasn't sustainable.
Well, they're still together, but it's not good.
Oh. Ugh.
Yeah.
So she's still showering every time she has to poop.
Well, I don't know. I don't know this person anymore, but
okay.
I'm sure that's how it is.
Imagine, like, because, you know, when I was sick and I was running to the bathroom every 5 seconds, imagine if I did that.
I'd just be like, damn, this guy's really... I think it would make me feel self-conscious, because I'd be like, I take a shower, you know, like, maybe once every 3 days, because, you know, they tell you for the hair, and, like, your skin can get too dry. And so I'm like, I'd be really self-conscious, and then I'd be like, I guess I got to start taking as many showers as this dude, or else he's going to think I'm gross. I mean, you would be really clean because you would actually be taking showers.
I mean, I would be clean, but at what cost? At what
cost? Anyway, on that note, wow, this really took a turn. We started, well, I guess not. We started with puke. We're ending with poop.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to our adult podcast.
We're grown-ups.
We're fucking adults. We know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just
we know what we're
puking and
about.
pooing.
It's what we all do. It does a body good.
It does a body good. What is that from?
Oh,
it does the body good.
What is that from? That's from some advertisement.
Is it from an advert? I thought it was from a show.
Something does a body good. I thought it was for, like, an advertisement for, like, apples, milk.
No, because I remember, like, it was in a show and they would say it all the time, and they'd be like, "It does a body good."
I swear, but I thought they were referencing something, because I've heard it referenced a bunch. Comment down below if you know what that's from. Let us know.
Please do.
And tell us what does your body good.
What does your body good?
And tell us about some super awesome sick stories.
Also, tell us tell us the significance of Ohio.
Yes, for the young hip folks.
No, there's
out
no
there,
young hip folks listening to us.
Not
Not that you're not hip if you're listening to us. Oh God,
For-
I've just alienated like a lot of our audience.
Yes, tell us any of your exciting sex stories. And yes, the if you have any like younger folks in your life that know what the significance of Ohio is, please let us know, because we're confused and old.
Yeah,
and
we're old.
We're just a couple of old confused
Bottom
people.
line, we're old and confused, but we're not going to be the old confused people where we're like, we don't understand.
We're not.
We want to understand. I mean, not that we're going to use the word, because we have no right to.
I just don't want to be those old people who are like, I don't understand it, and that means I don't like it.
Well, see that, and I don't also want to be the old person that's just like, am I right, fellow children?
Like the Steve Buscemi meme.
Yes.
How do you do, fellow kids?
How do you do, fellow children? Like, I definitely don't want to be like that. I want to be cool with being old, but at the same time, like, well-informed. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking about my salt and pepper hair and then trying to be cool.
Okay, you do not have salt and pepper hair.
I don't know if it was the sickness or watching the Chiefs win another Super Bowl, but my hair is getting gray. The brown hairs are losing, and the gray hairs are starting to win. The tide has turned in the battle of my hair.
Okay, it's really not that bad. He's being very over the top. Like, you can see right now, like, his hair is completely brown.
By the next time you see me, I shall be an old withered man.
It's probably going to be another 10 years before you're completely gray. Actually, even more than that.
So I'm completely gray? I'll say it'd be between 45 and 50.
Yeah, so you have like another 15 years, honey.
10 to 15 years?
Yeah.
Sounds about right. But I swear, before 40, I'm going to be considered salt and pepper. I will be like
Yeah, you're going to be a silver
group.
fox.
I will
I'm
be
ready
like the
for it.
music group.
Hell yeah, salt and pepper. I'm ready for it, honey. And then I'm just going to be doing the craziest hairstyles. Like, might as well. Got to go for it.
We're going to be the coolest.
We're going to be the
people.
coolest old people. We already are the coolest old people, but like, we're going to be the coolest elderly people.
Yeah. Sitting on our rocking chairs, still doing this podcast, talking about shitting and puking.
Honestly, I think about that sometimes where I'm like, will we be podcasting when we're like 60?
Oh, yeah.
We're just
we'll be in the rocking chairs.
Yeah.
And we'll only have to talk when we're like at this point. So anyway, as I was saying, back in my day.
Oh my gosh! Please don't let us be the old people where we say "back in my day."
I've already started to say "back in my day,"
Oh.
so it's past.
I don't. I'm only 5 years away from that. I don't want to be that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please press a like, subscribe, leave us a comment on like what else you'd like us to talk about, what other games you want us to play, give us some suggestions, talk to us, make friends with us. We need friends. We really do. So be our friend.
More friends.
Anyways, do all the things, and thank you so much for all the support. We will see you next time.
Do the stuff on Instagram.
Yes, follow us on Instagram.
And like us and share us, and TikTok as well.
We're also
there.
on TikTok.
You can listen to this on the Spotify and the Apple Podcasts, and you know where to find us. You got this. Follow the smell.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.